Good evening. Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly wolf. I am going to try not to fidget as much as I have been. So what I am going to do, got a little cut here, is I'm going to wait for a couple people to get in. All right, wow, look at this, up, down, down. And I am going to this is what I want. I want you guys to put questions related to pot stocks, Aurora, if need be. Well, obviously that's what you're here for, especially if some of you are in Aurora, right? So the idea of this stream is not to just shit on everybody that's still in Aurora, but what to do if you're in Aurora and you're stuck, okay? First, we're going to do a little bit of math just to kick things off. All right. So what did we close at? 580. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So if you caught my stream, just kick you in the nuts. All right. No DMCK, I did not get those puts. So yeah, let's we'll get to the market stuff towards the end. But for now, let's just stick with Aurora. If you can, go on Twitter and retweet my tweet or like this thing and be my friend on YouTube. So Aurora, right? Now, going as far back as when they announced the reverse split, 12-to-1 reverse split, I've been very, very clear about Aurora. And a lot of people have been clear about Aurora that they were going to reverse split. I mean, we were talking about reverse splits in this when going as far back as Aurora being at $5. The crazy thing is, now it's 580 and it needed a 12-to-1 reverse split. That's not good news. All right. Now let's go over why they needed the reverse split. And okay, let's dispel some of the rumors of what the thinking was, why the Aurora bag holders, I mean shareholders, stayed in this. On Twitter, we saw a lot of people, or I saw a lot of people anyway, saying that the reverse split was going to happen because there was some big deal happening. That was one. Rumor two, this was just to keep the New York Stock Exchange listing. Also bullshit. The real reason, which I've been trying to beat into everybody's head since they announced this, is Aurora's out of money. They need to keep diluting. They had already diluted. Their share count before the split was 1.3 billion. So divide that by 12 and that's the share count now. All right. So I don't know what the math is. I wasn't a math major, but if you have a calculator handy, I'm sure you could do it. So now what we're going to see is that share count. It's probably like 100 and something million. I don't know, or just under 100 million. Now we're going to see that share count balloon up. Okay. It's going to keep going up. So as of January, early February, Aurora had about 3 months of cash left. Okay. For a company that has so much OPEX, so operating expenses, and CAPEX, capital expenses, that's a lot of money, all right? Especially when they've got, close to, 900 million in goodwill. It's it's a bad situation. Unfortunately, if you're still long in Aurora, the situation's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. On Sunday's stream, I said a couple of things. The main thing was I didn't expect a big down move on Aurora the day of the split. The reason being, it's tough for people to get their paper out on the day of a reverse. I use the example of TerraTech, which did a 15-to-1 reverse split like 2 years ago and brought the stock up to $4.71. Now that stock is 6 cents. So if you're doing the math on that, it's now a sub penny stock. Aurora, now post split 2 days later, is basically trading at 48 cents. Think about that for a second. On Friday, it closed at 64 cents. Okay, so 64 cents, what is that, 4, 10, 16 cents down. All right, so it's down 20% as it is. On Tuesday, Monday options weren't available. On Tuesday, options were available. What did I go after? I went after the $7 put. I tried to buy 500 $7 puts. I missed my bid and got unfortunately distracted with airlines, which have just been a complete mess. We could go into that in another stream, how I just took it in the ass, revenge trading because Buffett sold. So, so what do, right? Aurora is basically at 48 cents. All right. It went from, and this was always the risk, right? If you've watched level 2 and the real-time trades on Aurora, the bid and ask have always been stacked. It'll be like 300,000 sell, 400,000 buy, and vice versa. It's always flip-flopping. Whatever direction that thing, decides on in the morning is usually the direction that it'll take. Okay, so how much lower do you think it could go? All right. I think it could go further. I mean, I thought $6 would be the floor. So I was thinking 55 cents. All right. So 55 cents times 12 comes out to about $6. All right. We're now at 48. Yes, this thing was moving with, the SPY and Canopy, Chronos, Tilray, everything kind of took it in the ass today. But I think that kind of hid the fact that Aurora's problems are just bigger than the macro environment. So this is what I think you do. You get the fuck out of that position. All right. I've gone over this with so many people. So when I do one-on-ones in a True Trading Group with people, I end up doing a lot of one-on-ones with people that have, a pot stock portfolio. And so how to manage it. There's no managing Aurora. Most of you guys are down already 80%. Okay. 80%. You avoided selling when you were down 20%, but you would rather sell at 80%. And now a lot of you just kind of thrown up your hands and you're pissed about it. And rightfully so, you should be pissed. So this is what I think you do. There are going to be Aurora shareholders that are just super diehard, and they're going to try and buy the dip. And maybe this thing pops back to $6. Maybe. I don't think so, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities, right? I'm sure they're going to have to start the PR blitz and say all the good things that they're doing. Maybe they sell some of their properties and whatnot. All of which, the Aurora shareholders will eat up like fucking hungry hippo. They're just, I'm going to buy the dip. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. If the split was good, this thing would have stayed at 750 or wherever it opened on day one. It's not good. If this thing, by some fucking miracle, gets back to $7, if you don't buy $7 puts, I'm going to come to your house and beat you with a sausage. I don't know why I said I would beat you with a sausage, but it's the first thing that popped into my head. I think Aurora is just going to continue to bleed. All right. So if let's say, all right, say, fuck you, Wolf. I don't want to listen to you. What, how do you play it? All right. You you want it to last long, but you still believe in the company, but you can't take any more of a beating. That's when you buy puts and you buy calls. You can do a straddle, which is buying, let's say, actually you do strangle on this one because of where it is. So if, let's say, it's at 580, let's say it opens tomorrow at 580, you buy $6 calls and you buy 550 puts. Okay, same date, same strike. I would probably be a couple weeks out, and then that way you can see where the sentiment goes. If you think that the sentiment is just getting overwhelmingly bad, just unload the calls and add to your puts. But the puts should basically pay for any loss on the calls. So that's what you do. Now, if you're like me, and it's just kind of like, fuck Aurora, I need to make some of my money back. Well, I didn't lose any money on Aurora, but if I was in that position and I wanted to kind of get exact some revenge, I would just go heavy puts once this thing goes over $6, especially if it goes on, just no strength, right? And that's basically it. You guys are, the people that are in Aurora are pretty, look, I don't mean to say that you're dumb, but you're dumb, okay? And this goes for all pot stocks, right? You can't hold a pot stock if you're down 15%. 20% maybe if it's right at a support and something like, what was it, last week, people were asking me about going long Chronos into earnings. And I was like, are you fucking insane? Don't go long. You don't go long Chronos into earnings. The earnings are going to be shit. Actually, I actually bought calls today on Chronos. 3 weeks out, I bought the 550 call. So it's a 550 strike for May 29th. I paid, my average is 11 cents. I got 10 cents and I got 13 cents. I bought a little bit more of the 10 cents. So I'm sitting at like an 11-cent average. But the only reason that I did that is because right now, Chronos is trading below its cash value, right? So, I mean, they've got more money than anybody in the cannabis space. They've got 117 months of money to do whatever they want and figure it out and make their way through this minefield, which is Health Canada and the opening of dispensaries. And that's the real big problem for Aurora, right? And the big problem for all the LPs in Canada. Coronavirus really threw like a wrench into an already fucked up machine. So if you don't know this, man, this is some knowledge for you, okay? And most people don't realize this. And you maybe have heard this on some of my other streams, but if you want to, talk shit to one of your friends that's so gung-ho LPs and say, oh, they're going to bounce, they're going to bounce, they're going to bounce, then you can just kind of drop this little knowledge on them. So in Canada, the population is, let's call it 37 million, all right? So divide that by 10,000 and you get about 3,700, okay? 10,000 to 1 is what Colorado used for, how many dispensaries do they need per person? Every 10,000 people, dispensary, all right? Now, this is how fucked up Canada is. Alberta has a population of like 4.4 million. Same population as Colorado, right? Colorado did 1.75 billion in cannabis sales last year. Alberta has almost 400, which is a really good number of dispensaries. They're doing less than Quebec and Ontario. Quebec and Ontario have the highest populations. Quebec has, Ontario has like 14 plus million, Quebec somewhere in that neighborhood. Ontario has 50 dispensaries. They need 1,400. All right. Now, dispensaries aren't going to open up anytime soon with everything going on. And everybody's saying, oh, cannabis, the sales are going through the roof. Well, people are fucking stockpiling weed because what else do they have to do? And let me, just kind of put this out there. You can't smoke that much weed. And also, if you don't have a job, at some point you're going to have to eat. And you're going to run out of money for Doritos because, trust me, when you're smoking weed, you're eating a lot more food. And when you don't have a job, money is kind of a big deal. So, I think you're going to start seeing those sales slump. And I think there was actually an article in Bloomberg or BNN about just that, right? So what do? You want to be in if you're diehard, I need to be in one of the big companies like Cronos, Canopy, Tilray, Afria. You want to be in the company that has money to survive for the next 12 months, okay? In which case, it only comes down to 3 companies: Cronos, Canopy, and Tilray. And I fucking hate Tilray. So maybe you go with Canopy. I think your safest bet is really Cronos. If somebody put a gun to my head, I'd buy Cronos. Why? Because they're basically trading at a 1-to-1, and their earnings were dog shit, which everybody expected, and they didn't fucking get smoked. They barely dropped anything. So yeah. Today the options were only for this week. Johnny B. Yeah, so the options that I was looking at on Aurora on Tuesday were the June 19th options. I didn't even look at them today because I was just so sick over not getting filled on my order. Oh, Eric's a True Trading Group member. He asks, what did you mean when you mentioned Aurora's level 2? What was the point of the correlation you were trying to make? The point of the correlation I was trying to make is before the split, if you looked at level 2, the bid and ask were just stacked, okay? It was just a wall. There was no wiggle room. Now, because we're trading at a high dollar amount, this thing's going like this. So let me take a look at it today to just kind of give you an idea. Like Aurora wouldn't move like 5 cents up and down like a couple times in a day before. Now, because post split, there's actually volatility in it. So opened at 637. The low was 560. So 560, bounced to 580, dropped to 570, went up to 585, dropped back down to 570. Like Aurora wasn't making moves like that. So the volatility in the stock is right there, and it's just a chop. It's just a complete chop fest. Also, I think that it's trading a much higher dollar amount now, because before it was just too hard to trade. Aurora, when it was like over $1 before all this shit, was actually a really easy option to learn on, and it was actually pretty good. And you could use some like option hacks that I use, where you could just throw in a stink bid pre-market, and maybe you get filled at like 2 cents, and then you sell it for like 5 cents. So you could get into that option and not get destroyed. And sometimes it was just good for like an easy 20% every day. So when you were buying that option, you were talking about options that were pretty much always under 10 cents. If you bought it at 4 cents, you just had to sell it at 6 cents to make a profit, especially if you had any kind of size. You wouldn't make much. So like if I bought 100 options at 5 cents, it would cost me $5.50. because it's 50 cents per option. And then on the sell, it'd be another, 50 cents per option. So it's $100 in commission all in, like in and out. Now, if you buy it at 5 and sell it at 6, you end up losing money, or it's just a wash. You actually do end up losing a little bit of money, like $5. But if you can buy it at 5 and then sell it at 7, you're basically making $100 on that move. Now, if you sell it at 8, then okay, great. You're actually making some money, but it's a good option to learn on. Trulieve got a rating of $35 today. How do you think Trulieve will go into next week's earnings? I don't know how Trulieve. Look, Trulieve has an unlock this week, Friday, 11.2 million shares. You're not going to see those shares come out on Friday. It doesn't work like that. Well, usually you'll see it the following week. It's just kind of good that they did the unlock on a Friday and not on a Monday. Give people time to breathe. But look, their earnings are going to crush. I don't like Namaste. I like Labs. I own my wife owns G-Tech. Yeah, Trulieve always fades after earnings, but honestly, like this unlock that Trulieve has doesn't really worry me that much. I mean, it'd be a really good indicator if, let's say, this thing just gets stomped, okay? That would be scary, all right? That would be scary because it's only 11.2 million shares coming out. In July, they've got an unlock for 45 million shares, which is very scary. Basically, this 11.2 million shares will increase their outstanding 25%. All right. So right now they've got like 30 million. Now they're going 41. So actually it's increasing at 30%, whatever. Again, I wasn't a math major. $48 North. Yeah, $48 North. Are they locked for 4 months? Is who locked for 4 months? Oh, when is the big unlock for Trulieve? Yes, it's July 25th. And Curaleaf, so if you look at Curaleaf, I think it was March 30th. I'll take a look for you guys. So March 30th, Curaleaf unlocked 16 million shares. All right, and the thing actually got stuffed. All right, I'll tell you exactly when Curaleaf is doing their unlocks. Yeah, so I think it's I think it was March. It was either February 30th or March. Well, same. Well, not. It was a leap year, right? So it was like March 1st. I think there was an unlock for Curaleaf. It's every 3 months. All right, like 16 million shares. I think they have like another 45 million to go. So they did it a much better way. They did it in stages. It would have been smarter if all these companies just ripped the Band-Aid off last summer, right? And here's why. And this is why I was really pissed that they both delayed their unlocks. The market was shit in the summer anyway, right? And everybody in cannabis was looking for a leader to emerge, all right? And you need that price discovery. Price discovery is important, whatever equity you're trading. But so their earnings have just been fucking crushing. They've been doing fabulous, all right? Trulieve, Curaleaf. I mean, Trulieve and Curaleaf have just been destroying it. I mean, they're destroying the state of Florida. And the same way Canopy kind of pulled the whole sector when it was making its moves, like I think that could be the same for Trulieve and Cureleaf. In fact, I 100% think that that's what's going to happen. All right. So I would have preferred for it to have happened last year, where it wouldn't have prolonged this bear market because they were just putting up stupid numbers. I mean, look, Trulieve beats estimates every earnings. They beat. Kim Rivers is a fucking unbelievable like CEO. You know, but the big problem with both of those companies, and more so with Trulieve, is they don't trade a lot. They really don't. They're not trading like a stupid amount of money. You know, if you look at their 10-day average, it's probably like 200,000 shares, which for Trulieve, that's $2 million. That's not a lot. You know, where you have Aurora, which is pig fuck city, is trading $30 million. And the reason that it trades that way is because they've got such a gigantic shareholder base. You know I promoted Aurora when they were 35 cents. So they went from 35 to 12 something. So, but this was like 2015. They spent the money to get the shareholders, right? That way when fucking unlocks happened, it dipped, and there was always people ready to buy that shit up. You know, that's the MSOs have really fucking slacked in that department. What is your game plan 529 with the 550 calls? We go in and out and try to get free shares. I'll tier the position, right? So honestly, I don't think 550 is crazy given where the price is right now. And, you know, we always get a relief bounce. So I think giving myself 3 weeks on those Chronos calls was just kind of the perfect amount of time. That doesn't mean I'm not going to manage it, right? So if it gets to 20 cents, I will peel some off, okay? Because from, let's say 13 cents, which is my first buy, to 20 cents is about a 50% profit. So I'll peel part of my position out. You know, kind of, we played the 550s, what was it, Friday? Or I missed it. A bunch of people, so I got on the mic in TTG and said I was looking at those calls. I missed my bid. I bid 12 cents. The bid hit 13. Some people got the 13s. It hit a high of 23 that day, which is over 60%. Actually, yeah, it's more like 80%. And then it pulled right back, right? I think I didn't even look at what those calls are, but they're probably, you know, somewhere in like the 5 cent area now. And I said, and when we didn't wait for Chronos to hit the strike, you know, I jumped on the mic and was like, take profit. And it was like 541, 542, 543. And I just said, I go, look, you know, Chronos has a tendency to give it back, and give it back it did, you know. But because I didn't want to get into that one, I thought it was a little bit dicier, and I needed to give myself some time, especially with everything going on in the overall market now. You know, doing the 529 call just seemed like it made sense because, you know, 550 it basically had been trading there. But again, remember, when we're playing these calls, if let's say we get to 525 by next week, these calls are probably going to be up 100%. You know why? Because we've got time. And if they're up 100%, then honestly, I really don't give a fuck what it does. At 100%, I'm peeling half of whatever I have left out anyway. And maybe a little bit more, and then I'll just ride out the profit and then adjust my stop loss. So if let's say gets to 26 cents, okay? So 26 cents, I sell, call that 100%. I'll sell 50 options, okay? And so I've got 100 options right now. So I sell 50 at 26, sick. And maybe it goes higher, maybe it goes lower. If it starts going lower, then all of a sudden, I don't want to give it all back. I'll adjust my stop loss. So then my stop loss will be like 20 cents. And the way that I'll look at my stop loss or figure out like, is it time to go, is if let's say the bid is 21 by 22 and there's like 5 on the bid at 21 and 50 on the bid at 22, then, I'm probably just going to do a limit order at 20 and just crack it, because if it keeps going downward, then I'm going to end up having to sell at like 19 or 18, if it's just kind of a cascade. Yeah, Johnny B. Because look, it's my first trade, and I didn't want to have to average down on it, and I was just getting smoked in everything else because I was holding airlines, which I'm fucking still holding. So I just had to, do what was prudent. Now, if let's say, look, this is the option that I really wanted was the $5 call. I was looking at the $5 call for 529, but the bid and ask on it, it was like so fucked up. And that's the thing that sucks about the Chronos option right now. The ones that are like near the money, I mean, the bid was 29 by 11. How do I bid that? How do I get size in that? Because let me tell you, if I bought 1,000 of those, and all of a sudden, let's say I bought 1,000 of them at 20 cents. All right. So it cost me 20 grand. Then all of a sudden the bid goes to 5 cents. That's just going to be a mind fuck for me the entire time I'm watching it. Honestly, I bought love calls today. I bought love $25 calls for next week at 65 cents. And I'm like up 10 cents. But I also have 26.50 calls. I've got a fuckload of $27 calls that expire this week. Those are going to expire worthless. I got a fuckload of $26 calls. It just sucked because I just kind of got caught in like really bad fucking headline risk, So first it was Buffett. That was manageable. I should have just fucking got out last Friday when I was like even up, but I got greedy. And then I doubled down, and the Boeing CEO came on and just pig fucked everybody in the airline industry. And then Powell this morning was talking about airlines, which you don't want to hear Jerome Powell talking about how the economy needs to recover quickly or airlines are fucked. So yeah, look, I think in hindsight I should have just bought shares of love, which is actually what I was first trying to do. So I put in a bid at like 26.20, and I didn't get filled, and it went up, and I was like, oh, I'll just buy fucking options, Meanwhile, like I lost 1,000 shares worth of stock playing options. So I lost like 30 grand on that position. As of right now. I'd be happy. I'd be fucking over the moon happy if I could cut that to like 15 grand. But, I'm trying to be a realist. So, yeah. All right, GE $5 put in August. GE. I saw, there's somebody on Twitter that I follow that talks about open interest on like all these stocks. Her name is like Teresa. It's like Teresa Trades. You should check her out. She gives like the largest put option increases, largest call option increases, and all this stuff. How can you get my, you want my help with your account? So this is where I go. I trade here every day. I haven't been really trading options too much the last couple of days. I've just been kind of managing my long-term portfolio and some of my swing trades. So some of my swing trades have been just fucking fire, thank God. They just saved me. So I'm like really short real estate right now, like more short than I should be, but right now I'm right. So I'm okay, where it's making like these losses like manageable. But yeah, so on Tuesday we have a thing called TTG Tuesday. So you can come in, trade. There's a bunch of people on here from True Trading Group. And yeah, like it's a really good group of people, So if you're interested, you can go. Let me see. No, I didn't play TVIX today. I was just scalping today. I mean, I scalped. I was scalping the SPY like a lot. I can't believe those 282 calls. Holy shit. 2 cents to fucking. They went higher, actually. They went higher than 46 cents because, the market, you can trade the SPY options till 415. But yeah, and I made actually my SPY 282 calls, not the one from the end of the day. I played one in like the middle of the day. I was playing for the 2 p.m. pump, and that was like my best trade of the day. And I played some American Airlines $9 calls, which I actually like. I like that call. So I'm looking at that call, and the thing with the airlines is you got to be a couple weeks out if you're going to play them. Like, I just think that 2 weeks out isn't, it's going to take more time. And you really have to wait till these things are like just pummeled, Yeah, look, on days like today, the SPY is the greatest trade. And if you know when the pumps are going to come, like I talk about when the pumps are going to happen. Like today, I jumped on the mic and was like, all right, it's that time. Like, get ready for it. Just be careful. Like we're going to get a pump. And the thing went up like, I don't know how, $1 in like 2 minutes. Yeah, there's a lot of eyeballs on everything. So I don't want to try and sell you guys anything. But that's it. So actually we're running a thing. Let me tell you about True Trading Group. Right now it's with the discount TTG Wolf 36. It brings the price down to 1,047 for the year. It's not a monthly thing. We don't do monthly thing because we have coursework. There's like actual coursework. People that are on the stream can tell you they go through the coursework, how to trade options, how to trade this, how to trade that, chart patterns, how to set up your chart, There's even quizzes at the end. It's not just material like that you read, but it's also videos that go hand in hand with it. Like trader psychology, which everybody loves. So you get all of that. So it's no like upsells. It's not like something new comes out. Like we just added an advanced options course. Like we don't charge people like an extra $500, like some of the fucking gurus out there, that just try and get you in the door. And it's just a meat market of them like selling you fucking DVDs. But so you get that, and you get the chat. So you're in chat with everybody. And now we're adding new features where you can actually trade through the site, so you don't have to go anywhere. And then there's going to be level 2 real-time trades, as well as paper trading simulator. So if you want to learn how to trade, you can paper trade first and not blow your money. But the coursework alone is worth $1,000 because I can fucking guarantee you, if you go through it, you'll stop yourself from making like $1,000 mistakes. It's really good. Yeah, you're buying the education, and then you get to trade alongside me and Mike and Jason Simmons and Alex and Jay and Toby. It's a really good group. And let me tell you something. Some of the members in there have gone from like, little scared kitty cats to like fucking tigers and shit. Like now they're calling shit out and we're like, oh, good eye. So it's a really good community. And that's what it is. It's like, it's not it's like frat house, sorority house of like nerds, just having fun. And, we're drinking like lemonade, not booze, because, we want to stay sharp. Tomorrow, SPY, red or green. Don't we have some economic data coming out tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you right now, futures are red. They're not deep red, which is good. But Thursdays tend to be green days because we get a little Fed pump because we always get some bad news. This time it might be a little bit different. So we'll see. Jobs report. Jobs report's going to be fucking abysmal. Here's the thing. I'll tell you right now, tomorrow, I'll tell you what the jobs report. FOMC talking tomorrow also. That's going to be fun. Jobless claim. Okay, here we go. Forecast 19,905. That's the forecast. So that's in thousands, obviously. So it's 19 million. Yeah. You see that? All right. So yeah, job numbers. Papa Powell is firing up the printing press as we speak. I fucking hope he is, man. I just need a little, give me a fucking dollar on Southwest Airlines and I'm fine. Give me a fucking dollar slowly, no volatility. Be like this. So yeah, thoughts on peaks? Will they go bust? Oh my God, peaks. What the fuck? That thing was so fucking cool, man. I actually lost money on peaks because I fucking drank the Kool-Aid, but that thing was incredible. It went from like 40 cents to like $2 and like that. Man, that was years ago. It was like 2017. Fuck. Got a link for that jobs data showed. Yeah, you can find it on investing.com. So investing. or hold on, I can give you guys a quick link. All right, bear with me. All right, and this is just, there you go. You guys are gonna enjoy that link when you click it. My God, I got fucking tan today. All right, so Alberta is the Texas of Canada. Yeah, except you guys are running out of oil. Oh, what's up, Steph? Steph on Twitter. I recognize the partial name. I wish there were more females on Twitter that traded. You know, I wish I had more female trader friends. I really do. Because a guy will be like, "Oh, don't be a pussy. Buy the fucking dip." You know, girl will be like, "Maybe you should wait." You know, sometimes that's what I need. Oh, Brandon Kruger is here. Guys, 64 people. Wow. My heart is fucking exploding. Usually I get like 10, 15, 20. So if you guys are here, can you guys like this thing? Can you like my video? I'll ask the Magic 8 Ball. I need to have a guy make like pictures for me for my streams. Oh, my pleasure. DRV and SRS. Holy shit. You know, 2 weeks ago, somebody told me I was an idiot for buying those on one of the True Trading Group streams. Yeah, they were telling me I was a fucking idiot. Why would you short real estate? Okay. Because look, and here's my thesis if you guys don't know it. So I've been long DRV and SR. I've been long DRV since like 2050, I want to say. I don't even know what my average is because I just kind of trade it around. And SRS since 1820 was my first entry. Sold it at 21.25, and then it went right back down below 18. The lowest I got it was 17.85 on fire. And I said those trades would require time. And the reason that I like those trades is because while they track with the SPY for some fucking stupid reason, I guess because URE, which is the inverse to it, tracks with the SPY. It was one of those are two stocks. So DRV is a 3x leverage, like bear leverage. So think of that as like the TVIX, and think of SRS like UVXY. And the reason I'm short real estate is really simple. You know, joblessness, unemployment, lots of small businesses going out of business, lots of people in Airbnb trying to unload their properties, default rates going up, requests for forbearance going up. And real estate is one of those things where the Fed isn't going to be able to put their finger on the scale. You know, Jerome Powell isn't going to come and pay for your mortgage. Now, really important, and I always say this, what will change this thesis a little bit on that, it'll have an impact. So you'll have less upside, all right, is if they move the forbearance to the end of people's mortgage. So right now, the way the forbearance works is, say, you request forbearance on your mortgage, all right? Let's just use a round number. Let's say your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Okay, unrealistic number, but it's round. All right, so instead of paying that $1,000 a month, you've got 3 months where you don't have to pay. So $3,000 is what you owe. Now in 90 days, you've got to pay that whole $3,000, which is complete fucking bullshit. All right. It's complete bullshit because if you're fucking unemployed, do you eat? Do you pay for your electric? Do you pay for your health care? Like, is that fucking, unemployment is not going to cover your mortgage, right? Now, if they tack it on at the end of your mortgage, which they should do, that's different, right? That gives you breathing room. Your mortgage doesn't change. You have 90 days, but it's still going to be very hard to pay that mortgage. 3 months is not enough. One of my family members has a $6,000 a month mortgage. $6,000 a month. It's insane. My car payment is more than my mortgage. And I still have a tiny, tiny, tiny mortgage for tax purposes. I don't know why. I don't get it, but I asked my accountant, should I just pay off my mortgage? He said, no, just leave it. Interest rates are low. So, and I don't have crazy cars. I'm not like Mike. One time, Mike and my other partner, we had done a deal, and they were like, "Want to go do something stupid and buy Ferraris?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna buy a house instead." Yeah, be financially responsible. Wolf, Michael Perlish asks, Wolf, do you have 3 to 6 month targets on these? I think it's going to take 3 to 6 months to, for these to like really work themselves out. Obviously, I think DRV can go to $60. I think SRS could go to 40. I look at them as doubles. I think we're going to get that on them. But, who knows? I'm happy with where I got in. So DRV, I sold some today at $27.50. So I made $7 on that trade. So that's a fucking home run trade, 35%. And I sold some a week ago, 2 weeks ago at 25.98. 20 or 25.98 or 26, and the thing dropped right back down to 22, and I didn't reload like an idiot. And SRS, I sold, and then it dropped back down to 19, and I was like, I want to get 18.50 like a fucking idiot. Is it too late to buy those? I would wait. Okay, I wouldn't jump into them. And let's say you just have to own them, Steph. All right. Then you've got to manage them. And what I mean by manage them is you have to hold a core and trade a core. So let's say you just bought 100. Okay. So 100 of DRV costs you $2,700. All right. So let's break that into blocks of 50. All right. You want to buy it on a dip. All right. That's first. So today when I sold at $26.50, the dip area that I was looking for was $26.50. It got to $26.50. I never got filled. And then it just went right back up to 20. It hit a new high of $27.68. So I would have made $1.18 on that dip plus the difference. It would have just been a fucking monster trade. But let's say you were me today. So let's say you bought at $26.50. All right, it goes to $27.50. Take half of your position off, because that's usually what I'm doing. I'm taking either half of my position or 30% of my position off, especially on a big move. And then I'm reloading whatever I sold back at least $1 below. All right, that way, if you reload it at $26.50, now you say to yourself, okay, if it drops to $25.50, I'm good. All right. In fact, you're actually still up because you're saving that $1 in difference. So if it might not seem like a lot, but let's say you just sold 100 shares, okay? So it's $100 difference, right? But now if you reload at 26.50, you could buy 4 extra shares of DRV, and that's like your insurance, So you just have to manage it, like buy, sell, buy, sell. Like SRS, I was basically buying and selling it like every 1 to 4 days, sometimes like 5 days, it just takes time and time and time, but the goal of something like that is to accumulate a free position. Yeah. Oh, John Barry, thank you for putting DRV and SRS on the radar weeks and weeks ago. Definitely doing. So one of the first TTG members that I spoke with, older gentleman, he's on Twitter, great guy, Tommy. I'm not going to use your last name. And he sent me a message today. He made $7 grand on DRV just today alone. But when we did our one-on-one, he was more interested in what I like long-term. Every single stock that I gave him is up, 50 to almost 100%. Some of those long-term positions. So yeah. Steph, you're very welcome for that advice. Guys, I got 31 likes. Like being on YouTube is a completely different animal now. So we're at 57 minutes. All right. Well, are there any other brain busters? Hey, what's up, Jeff? We had our one-on-one yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Monday. We had our one-on-one. I think we were talking about SRS and DRV. Anyway, any other pot stock questions? Monday. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, it's been real. So I'm going to post that, and I'll do another one of these on, oh, wait. Sorry. That's the jobs report. That was me being a wise ass for, let me Google that for you. My bad. Right. Sorry. This is the one you want. Yeah, as we go deeper, I'm going to start doing a lot of stuff on pot stocks. I don't want to just give it all away, but there's some content on here. If you look at previous streams that I did one, why pot stock investors always get wrecked. I did one on when Canopy fucking jumped, and I was like scratching my head because it made no sense. Which I find really funny because everybody was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, and I say it every time. Every time somebody says that I don't know what I'm talking about, the stocks tank. Canopy was $18 2 weeks ago, not even. And it hit $13.50 today. So you tell me. And then Tilray has just been like, now $13.50. Johnny B, I remember when you made 60% on those put options on Canopy. I didn't even get into them. I didn't, what do I think of Afria? Afria has enough money. Afria, actually, I should have said, Afria has, I think, the second most money. Yeah. I like them. They're all right. They're definitely better than some of the other ones. But, I think Africa has pretty much just got broken coast. So, you know what I should have put as a title for this? I should have put Robin Hood traders are fucking stupid. Maybe that'll be my next stream. Yeah, those X puts were fire. I'm glad I didn't get into those calls yesterday at the bell. But I'm glad you guys made it on it. Fuck. I'm so fucking pissed. Yesterday was the most frustrating day of my fucking year. Every single bid I put in missed. And it was like, so okay, I put in a bid for Aurora. A stupid bid. Stupid. A BMW's worth of money on put options. Missed. I put a bid in for US Steel. 850 puts. Missed. I put a bid in for Twilio. Missed. Apple. Missed. And then I just got fucking railroaded on Southwest Airlines. Fucking railroaded. Oh, it sucks. My wife's like, what's wrong? She's like, you stressed or, market? I was like, Southwest Airlines. She's like, oh. She's like, yeah, I know. I was like, how do you know? She's like, because my dad bought the stock too. I was like, yeah, well, he bought the stock, not the option. So, oops. He'll be all right. I got him into Boeing at 90 and he sold it at 181 or half his position. Speaking of X, do you have liquidity issues with the options? No, I don't have liquidity issues with the options because I'm not I have a pretty good gauge of how many options trade, and I'm not trying to if I play US Steel, I'm not buying 1,000 options. I'm buying 50. I'm buying 100. And yeah, I mean I once bought 5,000 US Steel calls, and I will never buy that many calls in anything again. Ask me how that went. It was going good for about a second. Yeah. My wife should have let me buy that Luke Skywalker lightsaber. That's actually a true story. I asked my wife if I could buy the original lightsaber from A New Hope. It was going up for auction. Opening bid was like $150,000. And she's like, you have a lightsaber. I'm like, actually, I have 4 lightsabers, but this is the one from A New Hope. It's a fucking collector's item. I go, it's not going to go down in value. It will only go up. So my wife said no, because that's what a good husband does. And instead, I lost 250 grand on US Steel. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm at 39 likes. I just need one more like because a fucking 39 just freaks me out. Please, if you like me, I don't care if somebody takes that like off. Oh, there we go, 42. 39. Yeah, guys, and subscribe to my channel. I'm a pretty good guy. I say funny shit. I curse a lot, but you'll get used to it. And I'm going to tell you when you're being an idiot, and I expect you to tell me when I'm being a pompous douchebag. All right? Because we're friends, and that's how it works. That's how we grow together. So anyway, They're 43 now. Ah, it's an odd number. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please share this with a friend. Post the link on your Twitter. That would be great. I really want to build up this community and get off the cesspool, which is Twitter, even though I love most of my Twitter followers. But I need to get to like 1,000, and then I need people to share the video and all that stuff and click notifications and everything. But because I promise I will give you guys good trades, not even options, like just good swing trades and stuff to like grow your account and tell you when you should probably be looking to hit the exit on some of these things, because look, pot stocks are going to get crazy again, and it's not going to be a sector-wide move. It's going to be some companies dying, some thriving. And then also, I'm really, spoiler alert, I've been really involved in magic mushrooms in the space, but been keeping it on the absolute down low. And yeah, so I'm going to have some stuff with that as well. And trust me, it's going to be like pot stocks 2014, but we're going to separate the bad shrooms from the good shrooms. All right. Better, Johnny B. Cody Miller, no. I'm gonna just be going over pot stocks. But you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe talk mushroom stocks. All right. MindMed. You want to hear a funny story about MindMed? Last time I saw Bruce Linton, we played blackjack for hours together in Vegas. Hours. Such a nice guy. Yeah. Oh, have a good night. Thank you for the 45 likes. I really do appreciate that. I'm humbled by you guys liking me. I feel the what is it? Is it endorphins? I don't know. I feel the endorphins are the tingles, the good feels. Hemptown is going to crush, John Barry. Hemptown is going to crush. Guys, if you want to see a YouTube video, check out Hemptown, all right? For the 52 of you that are still here, when you get off with me, just type in Hemptown, all right? Watch their YouTube video. They did 100 million in revenue last year, all right? Crushing. They are not public yet. All right. Boom. See you tomorrow.